confident that we will be able to bring this case to successful closure.
There are now more than 100 law enforcement officers working in search of a serial killer.
We're getting a tremendous amount of information from people that are calling in suspicious activity, especially suspicious people.
Hello everybody, good to see you guys again. You might have noticed something different from the intro to today's video. It doesn't have my normal opening sequence that I normally use because today's video is going to be a little bit different, a little more somber, because today I'm going to kind of doing my first exploration of true crime. We were in Gainesville it's been a couple months. This is an old backlog video, but it's been a couple months we were in Gainesville, and we decided to check out some of the locations of the killings that were done there back in the 1990s of the Gainesville Ripper. Now, one thing I want to preface, if you're familiar at all with the case, you might be familiar with the fact that these murders specifically inspired screenwriter Kevin Williamson, to pen the first Scream movie. So essentially, this is the birth of the Ghostface Killer. And if you know me outside of this channel, you'll know that I'm a huge horror fan, and I want to preface this ahead of time and let you know that I'm not going to be focusing on those aspects today. This is not going to be the origin of Scream or anything like that. In fact, I don't really want to focus on the killer himself too much. I will mention him because it's kind of an inevitability, but I want to focus more on the victims themselves, especially since we'll be taking a very quick visit to where a couple of them lived and died, as well as the beautiful art memorial that they have set up in the city as well. When we get out to the memorial, I am going to take a tour of the full memorial itself. It's actually a long wall alongside a street that's painted up with all sorts of different colors, different designs, a lot which is not necessarily dedicated to victims of the killer. But I want to show most of the wall that I can, just to kind of showcase also a bit of the art that sprung forth from this, and the way that the community not only dedicates a strong section of the wall to the memory of these 5 people that died at the hands of this man, but also just a lot of the burgeoning art community that sprung up around it as well, because I think that's kind of important, showing, you know, kind of life springing forth from death, and the way that the community keeps this wall fresh and new, and basically creates art in the face of tragedy. So we're going to take a look at that as well. But first of all, let's do a quick little backstory on the case itself. Just the university itself.
Beautiful campus.
It really is. Wow, gorgeous. This one and Santa Fe University, which is in another part of town as well that we drove by earlier. So the two campuses where most of the victims were based in.
In, and I was standing behind him, and the deputy sheriff was behind me. Then when he went in, I followed him into the apartment and saw the young lady on the bed, and you could see her in a bad position. And
so the quick and dirty of the case itself is that these killings were committed by a man named Danny Rawlings. They were committed throughout just a few days, a span of a few days, back in August of 1990. Actually, August 24th to August 27th specifically, 5 people were murdered around the University of Florida area. There were other victims, unfortunately, too, beyond the ones in Gainesville. There was a family in Shreveport, Louisiana, a man, his adult daughter, and a young son, his grandson, her son as well, and all 3 of them were murdered by the same man, as well as a woman in Sarasota who was attacked and assaulted by him, but was not killed for whatever reason. I don't have the details on that right now, but that's the gist of it. These 5 people that were killed in Gainesville, taken down in the prime of their life, just young college students, ranging in the ages from 17 to 23. I'll show you guys a picture of them right here that we have of them. We have Sonia Larson and Christina Powell were the first 2 to die, followed the next day by Miss Krista Hoyt, and then 2 days after that, on the 27th, the last of the Gainesville victims were Tracy Paulus and Manny Tabiato. These were the 5 that are focused on in Gainesville because they were the ones that were in the city, close to the city. They're the ones that appear on the memorial. And the first place we're going to take a stop in is to the Williamsburg Apartments, which is actually the still standing location where the first two victims, Sonia and Christina, were killed. So let's take a quick look at that. And yeah, we'll kind of just a very quick peek to pay our visits and see where they lost their lives, unfortunately. The Williamsburg Village Apartments in Gainesville, Florida are currently the only standing location where the murders took place. And it was here on August 24th, 1990, inside this very building here that Christina Powell and Sonia Larson sadly met the end of their lives at the hands of Danny Rawlings. He broke into these apartments right here and unfortunately took the lives of the two girls, and this is just where the killings began. Pretty loud, so I hope you can hear me, but we just parked on our way to the 34th Street Wall. If you're ever in Gainesville and you want to visit it, you might notice that it's going to be hard to find parking directly across the street because it's nothing but private residences and apartments, which I don't recommend parking at. So we parked at, let's see, the corner of Southwest 34th and Southwest 2nd. There's a couple of shopping centers with the Domino's, that you can see right behind me actually, a Publix, a barbershop, places like that. You can park there and just walk right across 34th and you'll be able to get to the wall within like a quarter mile at the very most. Little tip if you're finding difficulty parking to access the wall. 34th Street Wall. Gonna see if we can find some notable memorials up ahead. Here we go. I apologize, I don't know who Sonia Sanchez is, I apologize. But I do hope you rest in peace. Break the silence. Stop the violence. At Project Cade, I'll have to look that up later. We're gonna walk the length of the wall and see what else we can find. There might be some vulgar language through here, I won't say it out loud. Beautiful artwork. Got some folks up ahead doing some work right now. I like this. Little jack-o'-lantern, that's cute. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second. Got some folks up ahead. I don't want to film them if they don't want to be filmed. Alright, now we have a little break from the traffic. You can hear me talk. I stopped filming for a little bit because we had some kids nearby who were all community volunteers. And they were actually doing some work on the wall, covering up some of the vulgarity to, I guess, kind of, he's cute, try to preserve the purity of the wall itself and give good vibes for everything that they have here, as opposed to anything that's a little less savory. Like this, for example. Yoshi egg. We like the Yoshi egg. I don't know if I like this part, though. I'm gonna keep moving on. Look at this beauty. Here we go. Gainesville #1 son. It's Tom Petty's memorial. Let's get a little closer and see it. Welcome. Hey, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Don't read from the Necronomicon. Don't do it. Is that Gengar? What's Gengar doing? He's up to no good. Look at him. That's cool. I like these jack-o'-lanterns. They're cool. Slightly rude zombie. Yeah. Oh, look, it's somebody help me. What's this Sanrio character's name? I forgot. I don't remember, but she's cool looking. Looks like that might be the artist. Tattoo. Here's another artist, UFH4H. Habitat Hustle 4K. Oh, must be like a run. That's cool. Gotta go fast. I think that's an unfinished Sonic the Hedgehog for the 5K. Bam, sandworms. He's cool. Beautiful. That guy's cool. Pretty hard on it. Zeta Beta Tau says, rest in paradise, Jimmy Buffett. You can find geocaches also at any place you might imagine, including right here along the 34th Street wall. There's a cache. Pretty cool. We'll open that up in a minute and sign the log, but just to document that there is indeed a geocache here. And here is the mural on the 34th Street wall for the 5 Gainesville victims killed over just the span of 4 days in August 1990 at the University of Florida and the surrounding areas. These 5 victims, unfortunately, of course, did lose their lives to Rawlings. And I just wanted to document and make sure you all saw this with my voice being able to be heard above the traffic so you could know just the details of this case and know that these 5 people are never forgotten and immortalized in this beautiful piece of public art. And I just love that the city did this, and they put some other memorials around it too for popular recording artists, but specifically these 5 people who lost their lives to the hands of the Ripper. All right, buddy, well, that's going to do it for today. Like I said, just a quick peek at some of the sites where these murders took place and the memorial that stands for 5 of the victims in Gainesville, Florida. And, rest in peace to the other 3 victims in Louisiana. And whatever happened to the one woman that was attacked but not killed, I hope that she's finding peace as well. And Rawling, of course, is no longer with us either, the killer. He was arrested in September, about a month after the killings. He was actually arrested for a robbery at a grocery store of all things, and he was picked up on as sort of a tip that was called in from a family acquaintance, or an acquaintance of his, I should say, from Louisiana, who said, hey, you might want to look into this guy, and they actually already had him in custody. And he confessed to all 8 killings between the 2 states, and he was actually executed 16 years later. In October 2006, he was executed by lethal injection, so he's no longer here either. Yeah, a lot of legacy behind this case, and I know it's a bit more somber than the type of videos I usually put out, but I think these kind of stories are important as well for us to acknowledge the evil that can lurk out there in the world, but that it's also only a small part of the human existence. Despite the monsters that hide there in plain sight, there's also a lot of love and a lot of beauty and wonder out there in the world as well. And the community coming together to create this beautiful art, this beautiful wall that stretches all along 34th Street, not only in commemoration of the 5 Gainesville victims, but also all these other artworks that sprung up around it as well. It's just a testament to human ingenuity and how we can heal in the face of tragedy, where old wounds might fester, but ultimately they can be healed. They'll leave a scar on the city, on the community, on humanity as a whole, but they linger there as part of our dark history, and they can be covered over with art, not unlike maybe like a tattoo covering up a scar or a painful memory. That these pieces of artwork that spring up around the memory of these people as well also helps us move forward and helps us heal from the calamity that arises in the face of darkness. So I hope you guys will take that to heart. I don't think that these true crime videos will be a constant presence on this channel, but if I have the opportunity to do them, I will explore them because it's interesting and it's just another part of the human existence. And that'll do it for now. Till next time, you guys. Hope you all stay safe, and thanks for visiting, for checking out this channel, and just keep exploring that big wide world out there, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? All right, bye.